Hi, my name's Scott, and thank you for joining us today on Chatter and Calm. After discarding numerous topics, Sanji and I have decided to talk about
Towards
the
2025.
huh?
Towards 2025.
Oh, okay, 2025.
Haha.
Well, we're kind of cheating. It's not. We're not quite there yet.
Yeah, towards, right?
Towards, yes, moving forward.
Because I remember, no,
Towards
when we were small,
2025.
there was a
No,
program
no,
called.
we've had enough of 2024. What?
There was when I was small, there was a program called Towards 2000, and then
Oh,
they
really?
then when it became 2000, they
Mhm.
changed the name and said Beyond 2000, right? Okay, you carry on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, no, that's good. No, I was just saying, we've discarded um, the like chasing the whole climate change thing is I still feel it's of supreme importance, but it's very difficult finding someone who has the time to get involved in things during the holidays, and
Sure.
then so and I myself am traveling a lot. Actually, I told you I'll be in Vietnam
Oh, Vietnam.
from the 12th of January to the 15th of February.
Uh-huh.
And actually, someone told me I should just hop in a plane and come visit you briefly in India, but that sounds a little bit chaotic too. And then Sanji and I were talking about discussing the chaos of travels. But while I'm in the middle of travels, it's chaotic, and it's just something you kind of accept. And because none of it's we tend to rely on familiarity in our space, and when we don't have our space, then nothing's familiar and everything's pell mell. Like I had the possibility of logging in through three different networks this morning, and not a single one of them were giving me. Are you
Sorry.
here?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, just lost it,
No,
no? Uh-huh.
that's okay. We can roll. That's all right.
Okay. I think it was from this side, no? When you're talking about network problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was from
I'm talking about
here,
network.
like not
Uh-huh.
there.
No, I think the network gods were like, yes, and they're in agreement. So they're coming in to agree with from your side of the planet on the aggravation of networks. They're like, yes, you will have trouble with us. You have not paid your dues. You have not prayed to us enough. We are the network gods, all powerful. Obey and quiver at our feet. But no, I was talking about the uh, the aggravation of the depression behind the holidays, and Sanji had a great point. It's like it is our holiday. We should be planning this event in a way that brings us joy and peace, at
Mhm.
least, and relaxation. We don't have to go over the top, but there's this. Maybe that's the big part of it. Maybe it's just like if there's this idea of expectation, you have to be happy. I don't think that actually. No, I know that that expectation doesn't automatically make people happy.
Mhm.
It there's kind of some inherent trigger. There's something inside that when someone says you have to do something, that number one, you probably won't do it. And then two, you might rebel against it. Are you rebellious at nature, Sanji? You personally?
Sometimes.
Have you ever felt moments when you need to rebel?
Sometimes.
No, but come back to what you were saying because no, it was your reaction to uh, to this idea of people being depressed at the holidays that made me think that this is a fantastic thing to talk about right now.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, what I spoke to a few people, and then they were telling like, okay, I'm Sanjeev. I know many people call me Sanjeev. I do, and Scott is our business coach, and he has tons of experience in that field. And so we'll be talking about things we plan to do for the new years, no, and these kind of things
Yeah,
also. And we can start with the holiday itself, no, and go towards 2025. So yeah, as a meditation teacher, we do spiritual counseling, mentoring, and a lot of charity work. uh, so yeah, on a like a day-to-day basis, we kind of like meet people, and uh, for sessions, or just even discussions, uh, or even podcast. So then some of them were telling like, oh, it's so hectic, and it's so chaotic. So then it comes like, okay, I understand, no, when say like the relatives are coming, and then there's a lot of people in homes, and then you have to get ready and prepare yourself. Yeah, there is a lot of things to be done, no? But this
yes,
is okay. Like we hear the same echoes, like going on within the year also, right? Uh, and
yeah.
it's too busy, it's chaotic, it's so tense, no? All these things, and this is supposed to be a time of a festive time, uh, and so
Mhm.
then, okay, like we are the ones who are like deciding where we go on holiday. Okay, there is a lot of planning, arranging all these things, right? But
Yeah,
we are the ones who are just like in our lives, no? Just like in our lives, I was like reflecting, okay, life is there, there's a big chunk of that, but here's the holiday, maybe lesser, much lesser, no? And but still, like, if this is chaotic and troublesome and all this plus plus, and this is also like that, what is the difference, right? So yeah, we can entertain people when the guest comes, but it should be in a way like it actually is supposed to bring some happiness, right? And then otherwise we can stay at home, keep that money, all that things, and then we can stay at home actually, right? Then or if like somebody has some money, they can arrange something like a travel agent, then you don't have to go through all those difficulties, uh, if you plan ahead, and then you don't have to like bookings and all these things, they might book it for you. So no, I'm just telling. I know like everybody's not rich,
yeah,
and they find their way through. No, and yeah.
mm,
So some people go hitchhiking, some people go backpacking. No, I'm not telling.
yeah,
I'm not denying those things. No, and that doesn't mean like poor people should not go on holiday. It's not like that. But if there are easier ways that can make you comfortable, uh, otherwise,
yeah.
why do it? No, just like life itself, sometimes we
Mhm.
have to do things in life, okay, for living, and survival and these kind of, but this is supposed to be a holiday, no? Then we
Yeah,
can put our legs up and just rest on a chair and relax on at home, right?
yeah.
And that will be like cost effective. You can even bring the food what you want. So, but
Uh-huh.
the once we arrange, it might well as be like something that brings us happiness. Like we are really into it, no? Not like complaining about it. What do
Yeah,
you think,
yeah.
Scott?
I think so. And I mean, but I think even more along the lines of what yeah, this is one of those things. I like what makes a holiday. It's a holy day, and I don't want to get into dissecting that phrase,
Mhm.
but ultimately, what you're saying, I think, is very important, and that is that do that which makes you happy. You know, like focus on maybe it should just be a self-care day, you know, or because I'm doing a bad job of getting this point across, but there are a lot of expectations that we do a lot of things, and that I guess that's silly because what should be done is that which makes you happy. And if you're really happy with chaos and dealing with numerous family members and running around and buying food and buying gifts and wrapping gifts and cooking food and entertaining 15 or 20 people, and if that truly makes you happy, then go do it,
Mm.
but then you shouldn't complain when you get stressed, because that there is some inherent stress there.
Mhm.
But if what really makes you happy is doing nothing, sitting around and maybe watching a movie, or maybe 5 movies in a row in a dark room, with pillows and your blankets, then maybe that's what you should be doing, and you shouldn't feel guilty about it. But and then I mean, and while I understand that that is very comforting, what Sanji just said, like go out, take a hike, walk around a park, or get out into nature, because getting out into nature and going for a long walk in a park is very good for your brain.
Mhm.
It helps develop new neural pathways, and that's very, very good. It decreases stress. It helps try and keep it helps you kind of try and keep your brain a little bit younger, and yeah, getting back to nature is very would be a very good component of that. But yeah, why I don't understand, and the thing that Sanji brought to my mind is why we get locked into this situation which we know is going to be stressful, and we go through it anyway, and then we shouldn't be surprised that if we undertake a stressful activity, that it um, makes us stressed out and anxious and aggravated.
Mhm.
And it's okay. I don't, it's okay to not do all these things that everyone expects you to do. That
Mhm.
sounds weird when I say that, but no, you know,
Yeah, and
um,
sometimes we just drift with the tide, no? Or the wave, and we see like
mhm,
people doing other things, or maybe celebrities or somebody on like social media, and then maybe think like, okay, this is the holiday, or this is what should be done. But then even like in other occasions, no, marriages, all these things, in some places, like if they can afford it and all, that's totally fine. But some people, they go overboard and they do, and sometimes within that time something bad also happens, right? Maybe somebody starts cheating, or does something crazy, right? Just before the marriage it happens, right? So yeah, yeah, with all the plans and everything, like it's but sometimes, like if we can yeah, if it's worth it and if it's totally fine, but sometimes you really don't know. But I'm
mhm,
just telling, like we don't have to just go because everybody is doing so, no? And if
yeah,
we are like really thinking like, okay, our family or partner or anybody is like, okay, then we can do it very nicely, right?
yeah,
Uh, because I heard like there are people who go to some small place, but they are very happy with their kids and all. Or in old times, like they used to say, like they used to. I have spoken with some elders some time back, and they used to
yeah,
say like they used to the way they had traveled was not very simple. So they were using even like carts, and they were traveling when they were young, and their whole
yeah,
family, and they would prepare food and all, and it was like a wagon trail like thing. And so they were children at that time. So but it seems very nice, no? And
mhm,
but sometimes you see, like with all the buses and all this comfort, sometimes some people start fighting, or some get drunk, no, something crazy happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it is a time when people tend to drink a lot,
Uh-huh.
also, and no, and it's yeah, there's all kinds of little things that can uh, well, but again, we're kind of bumping against that, doing things that are expected versus things uh, that might make you a little bit happier, other than that, just doing that which is expected of you.
Mhm.
And it's hard, because if you have an extended family, well, like I had Christmas Eve and Christmas, both evenings. I went to family events in which there were between 18 and 20 people,
Mhm.
and that can get quite stressful. It gets really stressful if you're hosting everything, if
Yeah.
you're responsible for making food and it's in your home, and you want everyone to come to your home, who comes to your home, to be comfortable and happy. But that becomes quite stressful,
Mhm.
because because at that point you're with because of that invitation, you are kind of de facto responsible for everyone who comes,
Mhm.
and that then there is inherent stress there. No, it makes me laugh that you brought up the cheating part, and I'm still trying to think of ways to wind this into everything else.
No, no, I'm just
And
telling, like,
I
it can
don't really,
happen, no?
I don't, I don't want to touch that one. Yeah, it seems like wrought with landmines and disaster. I'm like, ooh, I don't know.
Uh, no, I'm
But
just bringing that point, Scott, because sometimes
mm,
without just imagining like what is happiness, we can really dig in and see like what is happiness for us, no, or like a individual as a family, or
yeah,
a couple or anything like that. We can see that and we can do what we want, no, not what we see outside or because.
yeah. No, that's a good point. Defining happiness. So the new approach when it comes to holiday season is, before you think about buying presents and preparing huge meals and getting involved in lots of things that may or may not bring happiness to you. I mean, it's probably a good idea to sit down and think,
Think about it,
what
huh?
makes me happy? And really, and don't just think about it and then, flush the toilet and move on with your day. Like, really engage with that idea, like, what makes me happy, what brings me joy,
Mm,
and then try and focus on doing those things. I mean, if it really really makes you happy, providing a meal for 20 people and
that's
inviting
fine,
them
right?
to your house, and then by all means do that. And I've had those moments. I've done that, and there is a lot of satisfaction, cooking a lot of food for a bunch of people. Well, it's only satisfying, actually,
Uh-huh.
if the food turns out well and the food makes people happy. Say if you burn everything, then
Uh,
it's not going to be satisfying. It won't make you happy. I mean, if you can turn around and laugh about the misfortune of it, and then take joy in the presence of family and friends, then, I
mm,
mean, it's always possible to turn those moments around. But it takes a superhuman effort, almost.
yeah, yeah.
You're
But like you
supposed to.
said, no, like if somebody's really enjoying, because there are people, no, I remember
Oh,
we also had like these grandmas and all, and we used to
mhm,
go in holiday season as kids, and they
yeah,
were so welcoming, and there was always bunch of people there. But there were people like in modern days, they were not so isolated, right? So even to do
yeah.
those things, like everybody would gather and do, and
Mhm.
so it was like very nice, and everybody was talking and like laughing and all. So the opposite is like some people I have even discussed also. Like I remember one
Mm,
time there was a person who went to Thailand and they had a wonderful time there, except some
yeah,
incidents. Uh, but so the very next day, this person was complaining, no? And then you
really.
imagine like, what is this, right? Like because you had a nice time, you were on holiday, no, and everything was uh, mostly very well there.
Hmm.
Or but because yeah, or like in life decisions, no, if we like try to do something, and it we also had a choice in there. uh, so
Yeah.
then later on we cannot complain, no, because we had a role in there, and especially on holiday, right? Because it was
Hmm.
maybe your decision, no. And then after that, if you are complaining about it, that is kind of like even unbelievable, no, because nobody dragged you there, right? And it
Yeah,
was your
yeah,
choice. You were so happy to go there and do all these things, and you were talking about it for some time.
yeah. I'm having this vision of Sanjivana being dragged to holidays by his ears. Like, no, no, I don't want to go. You're gonna come and you're gonna say hi to your grandmother and you're gonna eat. What did you have these moments when you were growing up?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You, Sanji,
Yeah, yeah,
you
surely,
did.
surely. Yeah, yeah.
And what did you guys eat? What did your grandparents, your grandmother prepare you for a holiday feast
Oh, we have like
or a holiday meal? I don't want to say feast.
like local
What?
local cuisine, but it was very like very natural, and there are all kind of things. And usually we were bit living bit more close to the city areas, actually in the city. But this was
Yeah,
like because there were the paddy fields, and there was plenty of room to like just run about, and there were many houses to visit one after the other. And
yeah.
yeah, there were a lot of fruits and curd and lot of things there. So there's, yeah, from
I mean,
veggies.
I want to say I want to say curries, but then if I say curries, a lot of people accuse me of being uh, inappropriate and making
Haha.
bad assumptions because I'm talking to someone who might be coming from an area where they serve curry. We might
Haha.
have to edit that out. Um,
So you cannot say curry because it's called curry, right?
oh, no, no, but it might be a culturally inappropriate for me to ask you if you ate a lot of curry at your holiday
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
functions.
Like
I think
because
people would say,
usually
"What?
they
That's
no, no,
yeah."
that is called curry in English, right? Then yeah, there's a lot of things, but there are other kind of dishes, things like salads, fresh ones, or it's like
Okay.
steamed ones. Then the yams and even like fish, meat, all these kind of things. Desserts. They make special sweets, and
Hmm.
yeah. So because there are many people, also it's not all the weight doesn't fall on one person.
It isn't just Granny cooking everything
No,
and
no, no,
cracking the
no.
whip.
No, no, no.
Get out of the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, we go and like we sit near them and slowly sneak and eat something.
Okay. Get out. Get out. Like, no, no.
Oh, yeah, there was like a lot of in abundance also, and they used to keep it and then put it in honey and keep later on. Also, then it was even more delicious. Uh,
Yeah.
so Scott, how are you going to plan like for 2025? What are your ideas? So what is like? How would you plan your? No, you don't have to tell
No,
details,
no,
but
that's good because I've been intentionally not planning 2025, and I don't think that's a good thing though,
Mhm.
because there are a lot of things I need to do, and the things I need to do are better done if you plan them. Like the
Mhm.
planning process is important, and if you do it properly, you typically you'll have better results if you plan it than if you just kind of wing it. And but I'm the kind of person who I'm kind of winging things a lot lately, but then that's just what my life has been like. So I do wonder, like, if I sat down and planned, would it be better? Would it turn out better? and everyone says it should and it will, but it just seems like the minute I make that mental plan, everything that all the things that have led to me to that point where I think, okay, I need to make a plan, all of these things change. So my plans, everything that I've planned for, the impetus, the reasons that I've been creating this thing that needs to be planned are gone. And I don't know if I can really say that right now because I had a slight health issue. Not me personally, but my mother was sick. So we waited to make sure that she had a surgery, and everything came out fine, and the tests on her were benign, so that turned out well. But that kind of set everything off a month. But how do I plan? I'm not a New Year's resolution kind of person. I've tried that before, and it just seems silly because who really follows through with that stuff? I'd like to talk to one person who actually follows through with their New Year's. Do you follow through your New Year's resolutions? Do you make New Year's resolutions, Sanji?
Yeah, yeah, I was going to come to that. So yeah, before I also didn't have, because my life was very simple uh, as a monk and all. So, and especially when you're in the forest and all, you have plans, no? So you're not going to like build a building inside the forest or something, no? So, but yeah, even in meditation and all, like there is a plan and like a map.
Okay.
So for me, like if New Year, what I want to do is like, because there are some things I do already, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw like within the past year, like everything is not successful, no? Uh,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
but we move like step by step even towards that goal or like direction or destination. uh. So
Hmm.
within that, like I want to learn from my mistakes and experiences, and then use that, and then because uh, I want to like spiritually as well as uh, in a outward, how to say, in an external way, I want to help people. So the things I did uh, in this year, still it's 2024, right? So
Yeah.
then I can look back and reflect on them and see like, okay, I tried this, but it was not very. Then maybe I can do, or I should have done this, or like, what if I do this? No, so not like huge, massive plans and like affirmations and all these things, but we have because according to our lives, no, and then
Hmm.
that's how like we make it happen. Because like I was also talking to another, we say things but nothing is handed over to us, right? We have to work for them. So
Yes, that's true.
and then in deep teachings also it says like causes and effects. So proper causes bring proper effects, no,
Yeah.
without that.
Mhm.
And so likewise, uh, yeah, I want to like learn, and then and and from what I learned this year towards those
Yes.
destinations what I want to reach, not like massive
Hmm.
destinations or anything. This is the simple
Oh no, I
ideas,
understand.
but those things I want to make it happen this year. If not, I'll do it next year, and if I am alive. No, so because I'll be learning more from what I learned in 2025. No, because there are some
Yes.
things like we learn and we meet nice people, they teach us, or like we learn through experiences. Then you see, okay, I did this, and then is there a easier way for this, or what, so more reach maybe, or like even to spread the message of kindness, no, compassion, peace, is there like a modern way or easier way, no, or like more people can get the message through, if I can get the message through, no. So
Yeah.
then there's a process of evolving, and even like step by step we reach, and we want to grow as a community, not only individual, and you also definitely a part of it. So no,
Mhm.
so
Thank you, Sanji. Yeah.
I also, and not only that, if possible, I want to take the whole group with me also. So I think
Hmm.
2025 can be a busy year, and let's see. But you never know. But we
Well,
focus and do the
I
things
think, yeah.
which is required,
No,
no? Because
yeah.
we
I
never know.
think,
Even Scott, if you build a house like you, we have a plan, but surely there are things. But we change. Maybe the construction people they change. Maybe there was
yeah.
something in the financial things, or they
Mhm.
use different kind of equipment or tools or materials.
Yeah.
Then we say like it was exactly as we planned, but no, there are so many. Even the people who were working, maybe they went to another site, and then there was another group who came from the same contractor or somebody. Yeah,
Yeah.
so there are so many
Mhm.
changes that happens, right? But in the last part, or maybe according to the surface or something, there was like a water, some suddenly some water thing came up. eh?
Yeah.
Then you had to change some of the plan, no? Because you never knew there was water coming through the soil, no? When you start digging, it appeared maybe. So
Mhm.
then, but
Yeah.
still, the
I
idea of
mean,
the
maybe you
house
started.
is done, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The idea of the house, because our intention was to build the house. Along the journey there can be variations, different, but like we have like a target, no? Then
Yes.
but there can be changes that happen, but we want to go to the destination.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
No, I love what you're saying, and I mean, as you talk, I don't have my notebook because I have a couple great, or not great, but some good ideas that come to mind.
Uh-huh.
And you're right.
Uh,
No, I was just saying I like rough edges and I like imperfections,
yeah, sure, sure.
and I feel that they add so much humor and lightness and reality to things. But no, and what you're saying is so important because you're talking. You started talking about planning, and no, the whole what brought this topic about was how are you preparing for 2025.
25.
And that's a big thing because 2024 was a big year, and there's going to be a lot of change.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I keep on wondering, because we're kind of shooting not for a U.S. centric audience, we're kind of shooting for an international audience in what we're
Sure.
doing. So I'm constantly wondering how much of an impact anything that's hitting me that is U.S. specific, like politics, and politics are a big thing here right now. Because I think we're embarking upon a big era of change, and I don't necessarily think that change is good for many, if not most of the people that the change is going to be affecting.
Mm.
So when I think about that, then I wonder, is this something that other people are that interested in hearing or thinking about? Who aren't dialed in or don't have to deal directly with the U.S. It just
Mhm.
seems like it's going to be a disaster, but I
Mhm.
hope it won't be.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We hope
you
for the
know,
best, right?
yeah, and Sanji, I love what you're saying because you want to build a house, and that's a good metaphor.
No, not me, right?
No, no, not specifically. And I'm not building a house right now either. But like my tools are in someone's garage, 2,000 miles away from here. So I'm not building a house right now. I mean, I'm just struggling to get. I'm not struggling. I'm very fortunate. I'm here in Montreal because I have two grown children that I see twice a year, and I take so much pleasure and happiness just being in their company.
Mhm.
I enjoy so much just walking down the sidewalk with my oldest son on my left, Diego, and my youngest son on my right, Clyde. And they're not young; they're not children. Diego's 24, and Clyde will turn 21 in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
But just the act of walking down the sidewalk, and the sidewalks are funny right now in Montreal because
Snow.
they're half covered with snow and they're half covered with slush. And it's going to be about, well, last night we were walking around, it's -5 degrees Celsius.
Oh
So
God.
it's a little bit cold. But it's just lovely. I get so much satisfaction and joy and happiness out of literally walking down the sidewalk with my children.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird calling them children because they're grown men now. They're not children. And I try and tell them, you do this, and they're like, I'm not a child anymore. I'll do that if I want to. I'll think about it first. I might do it, and I might not do it. But we're getting away from yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're not building a house right now, and neither am I. But this
About,
idea of building something
uh,
is important.
yeah, no. About planning,
Uh,
right?
and planning, yes, planning. Thank you. But then the note I wanted to write down was that things fail. Most things don't work.
Mm.
Like most relationships fail, and when I say that, I mean uh, how do I describe that? I don't want to just call it intimate partnership relationships, but those relationships that people get into, to whether they want to have children or whether they just want to embark on a life together. Most of those fail, right? 90% of relationships fail at some point. Businesses, 90% of businesses fail at some point. So my note was, I think that's a huge thing, and it's a huge shock. And nobody ever, 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 ever really wants to talk about failure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because likelihood, the chances are, it's more than likely not going to work. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business. But I don't want to go there. I mean, that's a whole topic that we should
Mm.
talk about another
Yeah, no, we can
time.
do it sometime.
But building the house or building that is great, and you have to, like you're saying, things change. You have to be resilient. You have to have be able to step away and focus on the bigger project instead of the little thing, because these little things that take up all your attention, whether it's a little bit of water, or, actually water seeping into the house from the ground is not a little thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there are little things that can take up all your attention for long periods of time and then kind of derail your projects.
Mm. I
But
saw
you're
like a nice example once, Scott. Like when a
mhm,
person draws an arrow with the bow,
yeah.
and they are focusing on the target, right?
Hmm.
And they pull it backwards, no? And then before that, you have to become strong and to And before in ancient times, you had to put the bowstring by yourself, which was very tough. So that means you had
Hmm.
like all the strength to pull it also, no? So,
Yes.
but still, like there can be so many things that happen, no? With this draw, the wind can come, the target it can change, but still you're focused on that. So, but there will always be another arrow for you, no? Not just one
Yeah.
shot in life, no? So.
Hmm.
Uh, and it can hit maybe not the bullseye, maybe outward, but next we can target even more, and we can know, okay, the wind is as such, so maybe I should change the direction or height. I don't know how they do it, but I'm just telling, like they can see the do something, no, but still they are focused on the target, right?
Yes. That's good. I'd love to have someone here describing to us in great detail, like the numerous things that you have to constantly do in order to
And
make that bow hit the bullseye.
and
Because it
sorry, yeah,
isn't just
you pull it backwards, right? Not forward, no.
yeah.
The idea is to push it forward, but actually it's pulled backwards, no. It's supposed to
Yeah.
go forward, no? But we think so. Usually, when
But why are you
something,
pulling it backwards? You want it to go forward. Yeah.
uh, so sometimes even like you mentioned, no, like even I think many people, no, even Abraham Lincoln, or I'm not taking sides or any politics or anything. Yeah, I'm just telling. So in some people, like you see, like their stories, like they were considered as failures, no? And whatever they touched, even some businessmen, like they had gone on and on and on and on, and no, and then if they had, but they have not given up. Even life, no, some people like they have critical illnesses or lose their limbs, but they don't give up, right? That's wonderful
Right. No,
in
and it's good. That's
humanity.
good. And but that's a good thing too, because like I had a business, and sometimes yeah, and we should meditate in this. Oh gosh, yeah, we should start meditating in a minute.
Sure, sure.
But there is that point in the process, that sometimes you need to make that hard decision. Like, this just isn't working, and if I keep on trying and trying, there has to be some moment at which there's reconciliation. I feel,
Mhm,
and I don't know if that moment is, if I keep on doing this, this is going to kill me. I need to stop it. But
mhm,
I don't think that should be the end criteria. It's um, there has to be some other criteria. It's not just continuing with this task will kill me. It's that maybe just that I don't truly feel that continuing in this path will serve me, or whatever it is I'm trying to build. And then at that point, are you just choosing not to build the house, or are you just going to choose to build a different kind of house? Maybe. Anyway, but no, we should start meditating,
okay,
Sanji,
okay.
because as usual, these topics, and I think it isn't that you and I are the smartest people in the world.
Yeah.
I truly uh, enjoy having a random conversation with you. I get such a kick out of it, and little things you say, light little parts, little lights inside my brain. And then I have to run around through, model ships and paintings of
And
birds,
holidays,
guys, and
holidays.
holidays. Yes, and the stress and exhaustion and drinking too much and stuff like that. But yeah, and I and I have a very good friend I'm eating with in a little bit, and his wife had cancer two
Oh.
years ago, and
Uh-huh.
died. And so it's necessary to hang out with him and spend time with him and see how he's doing. And I think I'm gonna have to shake him a little bit,
Uh-huh.
because um, I think he's too much in his own little house, and he
Mhm.
needs to get out. Maybe I don't know. I'll find out when I have lunch with him.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, are you ready
Okay, okay.
for meditation? Is just yeah, it's a horrible segue. I didn't introduce this moment, man, but you're right, and because I think you did say that just a second ago. Are you ready?
Yeah, yeah. We do, eh? So, yeah. So, how
Mhm.
much more time do you have, Scott?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be late, so can we do about 15 minutes?
Okay. Oh. So, okay, yeah. So, uh, in the moments we are closing to the new year, let's try to start. And some holistic people actually, they do a lot of practices or even meditate on 31st to make even the year even more beautiful. So just relax. And then what we'll try to do, we'll use a practice to show the value of the moment. So just take a few deep breaths. And then what we're trying to do is we try to relax the body. Take a few deep breaths. And with each breath, you will understand There's inhale, there's exhale, and with each inhale, there's new energy, new life that goes into our body through the bloodstream, or there are so many ways. And then it travels all through our body. We are making new cells. And in our other programs also, we are talking more deeper and deeper to physicality, mentality. It's energizing even molecules, particles in our body, all through, for all corners of the body. And with each exhale, just like the ear,
You're back.
yeah, sorry,
No,
just
it's
like
okay.
the ear, we
No,
are
it's all right.
just like the ear that is passing away. We feel like
Yes.
every moment, there is even our thoughts or physicality, energy that moves out from us also. But luckily, there's always a new beginning in every moment. That's the value of a second, minute, hour, a day. That's why each day is so valuable. And a new year is a new day, new hour, new moment, new second. And not only that, we can understand every moment is a brand new moment. Actually, we can make the very best. Like we were talking from the very beginning, we can find rest even in the moment. And then, because we are, a year will be coming up, but it will be just like one of these moments we are sharing. And every moment is a moment in our life. So even if it's work, why not convert it into a very pleasant moment? Like you were telling, no, some people complain after holidaying. But why? And why we need even, why, if we are enjoying the holidays, some people call it a retreat or a hide, they hide out, or like how to say, they go far from many things, a resort or
Retreat.
some place. Uh, And then actually that is to rest. Even in a meditation retreat, no, that's what it's called, a retreat. It's not falling back. It's a bigger step to add for advancement. So why not we can bring this into the work ethic also and learn to enjoy moment. Even if it can be tough, no, like we were discussing, and everything is not perfect. Everything is, it's not always winning and not always success. But there are moments of success within that what we, in the overall picture, we call unsuccessful or we lost. Because it's maybe just the final result, no? So if you know the value of that, how valuable it is. So with each breath, let it travel all through your body and let you understand we are living in the moment. So we can leave the past aside and even the unknown future. That's why we are caught up and we don't even know what we won and what we lost. Sometimes we lose good things also. And sometimes we lose bad things, which are harmful, which are very stressful, which is a good thing actually. And there's always a silver line in the dark clouds. And there's always another chance in life. And slowly feel this energy traveling all through your body. Like it was Christmas time, no? We were talking in another program also. When you feel this energy traveling, your whole body lights up like a Christmas tree. Like all the lights, no? There are nadis, chakras, a lot of vital points. But even if we don't know them, but no problem. Like we can feel very energized. And now slowly let that energy go all through your body from head to feet, relaxing all the parts and energizing. There are vital points according to any kind of science or any kind of method or any religion. Uh, Then we can see like these all these places they can be positively energized in the very present moment. And everything that helps us, even the breath we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, they actually energize that. That is how we sustain. And not only that, our emotions, our thought patterns, habitual patterns, even the thoughts themselves, if we are positive, they start changing and affecting the physicality also. Then we, even if we are in a forest, if we are there are like if we are out of our comfort zone, still we can be very comfortable, very happy, no complaints. And we take responsibility also because we put ourselves there. And it will be a big learning experience. From head to feet, let this energy go all through your body, healing, cleansing. You can call it anything. If you have no idea, just say like it goes through the bloodstream. Because bloodstream, it goes to all corners of the body. Not only that, it brings back the impurities and puts it out also. And then, when you feel comfortable, slowly bring it your heart and just stay with your heart area. And within that, each heartbeat, let it be a message that it's telling us. You can leave the past aside, you can, the future we don't know, but most important is the present moment. Yeah, future we have a plan, but it works according to the present moment. That is how the future is made. And we can rest in there and make this a place, even just to feel how it is without all the chaos, even the mind makes. Just try to relax, or if we let go, we can make relaxation happen. Even slowly take your attention to the framework of your body. Maybe the body will also give you a message. Maybe you feel the pulse, or maybe you feel the breathing. Maybe it's your chest or the abdomen. And when the mind is very subtle or sharp, you feel everywhere sensations. And they seem like they arise and pass. In a way, it's very very beautiful, and it teaches us the reality of things and how this moment is so precious, how valuable it is not to waste it. And then even try to take your attention a bit further outside your body. Maybe it's a sound, maybe it's the wind, but you can hear it comes and goes. Anything that you can feel, even some sensation to your body from outside, or the touch of the chair you are seated upon. If you focus on that also carefully, there's you will feel sensations arising and passing, like stars in the sky. But they have so much power within them, like the sun. Now slowly bring it back to your breath and understand each moment of this time is so valuable. Even the breath teaches us a huge lesson in life. If this stops, everything stops. But in the moment when it happens, we have life again. And that's how we do things. And then finally, slowly, let's bring it to a whole sense of ourselves and just think in this new year, may I be free from any kind of anger. In this new year, if I'm able to just let go of some part of it, even. In this new year, let us be able to let go of some kind of mental pain. Maybe we are holding on for years on. But this is a new moment in life. And life is not forever. Why we have to hold on to these things that makes us very uncomfortable? And even look at our body also, which had been helping us all along for the good or the bad, whichever things we were doing. And be appreciative. So may I be free from any kind of physical pain also. And most of all, work towards happiness and peace. And just like myself, think of all the others around you. May they also be free from anger. May they be free from mental pain. May they be free from physical pain. May they live happily and peacefully. And definitely in the new year, let us hope for peace, harmony, unity. And more we go in the depths of reality, we can understand we are all human beings. And we all need each other. We all need to help each other. And this life is not forever. And it's not there's no point in divisions which human beings seem to like be very easy to be divided for some reason. When we were small, we didn't have all these things, we didn't know of these things even, and sometimes we didn't even care. But why now? And if we can know the reality of life, how valuable it is, it's better worth spending to help other people and even ourselves to reach higher stages of peace, harmony, happiness. So may all beings be free from anger in the entire world, if possible, entire universe. May all beings be free from hatred. May all beings be free from divisions. May all beings be free from mental pain. May all beings be free from physical pain. May all beings live happily and peacefully. with that intention, let us open our eyes with a brighter vision for the future, with hope, belief, as well as looking upon a destination goal in our lives. And we wish you all a very happy new year, Scott and myself. And uh, we wish we have a whole group of coaches with us, and Scott is also one of our main pillars here. So we hope like we can do more service for humanity in the new coming year, and even anybody can join these meetings, even if they are in some trouble situations. In our parts also, we are trying to do as much as possible, so we all can do. So for example, last night all night I was searching because there was a troubled child in a family, and it's a very complicated situation, and I was doing a lot of other work also, but all night I took the time to find possibilities for this child. But I don't know this I have never met this person also. So then I found a bunch of things, and I sent it to them also, which are possible to do, but it's a very complicated situation. uh, uh, so uh, so even for people we have never met, we can help. So so finally I would like to hand it over to our host, Scott, and to wrap things up.
Thank you very much, Sanji. It was a lovely meditation interlude as usual, and no, and it's a good way to kind of sign off on an old year. But I really, really enjoy and appreciate that what Sanji says about we're starting a new year. But it isn't just a new year. Every day it brings a new day, and every breath is a new breath. And I think focusing on that idea, just simply focusing on the breath, and then thinking of each breath being a new breath, and then that is kind of the first micro step in uh, acknowledging that it's new. Every step, every breath, every minute, every second, every minute, every day, every year is a new day, and that gives us the ability and the possibility of creating new and better things on an ongoing, regular basis. Like, and just every time you take a breath, that can and should be a reminder of newness, and not just newness, but maintaining a sense of wonder and curiosity about the future. Yes, that's a beautiful, lovely way to end this,
Uh-huh.
I think.
Okay, then we wish everybody a very happy. May you be all be
Happy New
well,
Year, everybody.
happy, peaceful,
Yes,
and wish you all a happy new year.
yes. And thank you, Sanji. And